Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Talking Elite Fitness. Sean Woodland is out in Scotland right now. So while the dad is away, the kids will play. Lauren Khalil, Tommy Marquez here. We're going to be rolling our little Rogue preview / season preview now that we have some details today. Plenty of interesting news to talk about because Masters will be having semifinals for the first time. But more on that in just a second. Lauren, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm great. I mean, Christmas really came early. We have the Rogue
Ooh,
Invitational this weekend, which is prime television time. I'm going to
yeah.
be posted up right over there with my popcorn, with a little bevy. And then we also have the season schedule. And the weather is looking perfect for Halloween.
I was gonna say, I thought when you said Christmas was coming early, I thought you like went all in on decorations at Costco or something like that.
I mean, after Halloween, and I don't really decorate for Halloween. I decorate for fall as like a season,
Mm.
but I don't decorate specifically for Halloween or Thanksgiving. It kind of just goes like fall decor right into Christmas decor. So you know what? Maybe while I'm watching the Rogue Invitational this weekend, who knows? The Christmas tree could come up. I know Ariel Lowen would appreciate that, and she just had a birthday, so I'm
Uh,
I'm I'm channeling her this weekend.
and a happy belated birthday to Ariel. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that about the weather because our weather here has been very, very bipolar.
Oh,
Like,
yeah? You said it
yeah,
was hot today, or you were just
very
warm
hot, like
doing outdoor work?
high 80s, no
Oh,
wind.
god.
A week ago today it was raining, cold. It went raining, then it went cold, like a low of like 48, and then up to 89. It's just kind of all over the place. So,
I
um,
actually was gonna say you look tanner than normal, but maybe it's because Sean's not here and, like, him and my skin tones, like,
it
balance
brings the
out.
brings the collective paleness
I
down.
feel super pale next to you right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Not well. I'll be honest. I did get a decent amount of sun today. I'll more on that a little bit later. You'll
Yeah.
you'll find out why. But first, before we get into today's show, want to say thanks to our sponsor, our partners in sleep, Thirdzy. Thirdzy. I mean, what can we say that hasn't already been said at this point? But they really are the best. If you're looking to up your sleep game, you're looking to have a better nighttime routine, wind down better, wake up better rested. For me, getting to sleep faster, getting better deep sleep and REM cycles at night. Thirdzy is your go-to, whether it's GABA, L-theanine, um, collagen to help that hair, skin, and nails, get you on the recovery path, get you into a better routine nightly. Um, I had a good conversation with someone who actually reached out online, asking kind of the personal anecdote with it as far as
Yeah.
experience, asking if it makes you sleepy. I like that's one of the things I do like about it. There's non-habit forming, no melatonin. I don't feel like I take it and suddenly I get drowsy and sleepy. It's
Mhm.
not like, oh my gosh, like I have to get to bed now or this. What I notice is it helps me wind down and I feel relaxed and I feel like I ease into that bedtime routine better. And as a result, I sleep better in the long run. It's one of the things that the supplements that you can take daily and not have to worry about it because it doesn't mess with uh, hormones, neurotransmitter like melatonin, and that's what's great about it. And they have the strawberry lemonade. They also have the limited edition salted caramel chocolate. Is that still up? Is there
Yeah,
still
it
some
is,
bags
and
left?
it's so freaking good
Oh,
that if you haven't got your hands on this yet, like we were talking about, cozy season is right around the corner, a nice little
mhm.
hot chocolate, but you save some sugar and calories with this, and it just helps you sleep. And I think Tommy made a great point that it doesn't make you like all of a sudden knock out on the couch before you even get to bed, but it really does relax you and help you with that wind down routine. And I love it. I love the salted caramel chocolate. It is chef's kiss, a little bit of Fairlife in there, get some protein before
Oh,
bed. I know. Yep.
I
It's
like it.
really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, if you want to go check it out, you can scan the QR code on our screen or head to thirdzy.com. You can head to the link in our Instagram bio as well. It will get you 20% off plus some deals on shipping. And get yourself some third-party tested better sleep. Thirdzy.com.
Great
Once
stocking
again.
stuffer. Season
Oh,
is upon us.
actually, the travel packs would be perfect for the stocking now that I think about
Yep.
it. So,
Mhm.
yeah, get your Christmas shopping done early. Thanks again, as always, to our friends at Thirdzy. And let's start with the I would say the big news today
Yeah.
was the announcement of all of these in-person semifinals for the year, which is awesome. And I'm going to share my screen here in just a sec because I got it pulled up. Because now we pretty much have the entirety of the game season
Tommy,
and
we've
the
never
dates.
seen it this early.
I mean, like we've had criticisms in the past, but you really have to tip the cap and say kudos to the games team for their ability to construct the season, put it together, and get it out there now. And I'll say this: I think it's a byproduct product of, based on what I've seen now, of the season largely remaining unchanged. If that
Mhm.
makes sense, the
Yeah, there's some
consistency
consistency.
and that allows you to kind of rinse and repeat a little bit in a way that's beneficial to, I think, a larger audience. And you can see here, here are these semifinals, and we should start by saying that it's for men, individual women teams, and select masters division. So pretty cool. You can see it on your screen for Asia and Australia. You have the Far East Throwdown, uh,
Mhm.
a regular semifinal in South Korea, the Torium Pro, one of the best in the biz as far as putting together an event. They'll be holding it down in Brisbane yet again. This is where it starts to get interesting. You notice the 3 men, 3 women, 3 teams. 3 spots are available for the 35 to 39 and 40 to 44 division. Then it trickles down to 2 men, 2 women for the next 2 divisions after that. And then 1 man and 1 woman for the 55 divisions and older. I believe some details are still outstanding in terms of how to qualify. I believe that might be up on the website. I'm not sure if it's out now. Um, you have to excuse me. I did not have the chance to look up all the qualifying details, but I'm sure that will all be kind of codified once the rule book comes out. But in the very least, you know where you're going, what spots are up for grabs in Europe and Africa. French Throwdown, uh, Rebel Renegade Games, the Mad Fitness Festival in Madrid. I believe, given that who's running the Madrid Fitness Festival, all 3 have been in the mix as far as participation with the season in the past, or at least involved in CrossFit events, CrossFit sanctioned events. And again, you can see on the screen, go to CrossFit Games Instagram to see all of the details for the different qualifying divisions. Um, in North America East, the Mayhem Classic, the Magic City Games. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The Magic City Games in Birmingham, Alabama, they are only qualifying masters athletes. The
So
beginning of
that's
May,
actually a newer event too. Micah Shoemaker, Hannah Black's coach, actually runs
yeah,
that. I think this will be the 3rd year of the event. And I mean, he's really hit the ground running when it comes to the prep work and trying to make this a big event. So to see just on year 3 it become a semifinal, I think is great. And having the Masters there, it being their first year too, I think it's a really good way to test the event as a maybe future bigger qualifying
y-
semifinal.
yeah, and what better way to do that than break some new ground as the first solely qualifying masters division event? I would say
Mhm.
for live event in CrossFit Games history. You could argue that
Oh
other events
yeah.
have done it, and this year other events will do it with a multitude of individual and masters athletes. But Magic City only qualifying masters. As we get to North America West, the Legends Championship, who also run
Yep.
the CrossFit Games for the masters divisions, they'll be coming down to Del Mar, kind of a return to home, if you will. If you're familiar with the Legends Championship, they were down in the San Diego area just a handful of years ago. Um, end of April, they'll be qualifying 2 men, 2 women, and then that same 3, 2, 1 kind of tiered spots for the Masters division. And NorCal Classic, a late add to the semifinals slot last year. They're coming back at the end of May, qualifying 2 men and 2 women up in Sacktown. You have Copassur for Brazil. You have LATAM Masters. That's cool. You're also doing Masters specific qualifying at the middle of June. That will be in Colombia, South America. So, an opportunity for some international athletes across all of the different um, continents and regions to get in on the in-person qualifying action. And yeah, I mean, if I have to kind of take a couple of big takeaways. One, progress for the Masters athletes is something that they've been clamoring for the larger part of a decade. Something that for a long time logistically didn't seem possible, but it seems like they've kind of gotten to a place where they think they can rework it. Now, the qualifying details will be very important on that, right?
Mhm.
Whether whether there is a qualification process that's specific enough that provides some opportunity while still, keeping some online access for qualifying for athletes that are in unique scenarios. But for the most part, everybody on that list is a known entity,
Mhm.
whether it's Mayhem, whether it's Syndicate Crown, whether it's the legends on the Masters division. I mean, you go back to North Cal Classic and Far East, French
Torian Pro.
Torian Pro across the board. Consistency, consistency is something that people have been just hoping for year over year, and even with some minor changes here and there, that's kind of been the steady buzz, and it feels like this is the most consistent year to year that we've had in a while.
Yeah, and even when you do look at the website, it has a couple more details, not everything, but it does tell you, for the divisions where the cut lines are gonna be,
Mhm.
similar to last year, same as last year. Everybody must participate in the open in order to qualify. It does say that each in-person semifinal event will have its own eligibility requirement. Competitors must compete in, quarterfinals and finish in certain cut lines, but I wonder if that's the regional note, how some locations you could be from, anywhere in the world or anywhere in certain regions and compete, and other places they wanted you to be specific to that location. So I think that wording means that it's up to each event, but still, like, having this format and seeing, like, okay, I know a couple years ago that, if anybody in my family was getting married in May, I am not going to be attending that wedding because I'm probably going to be at a semifinal. And I love that that has really stayed consistent, that May and even now late April are really the two big months that people are going to be traveling. We can expect that in person competition. And also, we talk about prime TV time, knowing, okay, this is when I can get excited, maybe having viewing parties if I'm not traveling to the events. And hopefully affiliates are taking note to that too, and adding some of
Mhm.
that buzz around, and maybe even planning social events, community events that can be certain watch parties, because we do have some weekends where, I mean, it would be around the clock television truly because of the time zones. There's the weekend of May 21st, we have Torian Pro and the Renegade Games. But then on the weekend of the 29th, the following one, you have Syndicate, NorCal Classic, and Mad over in Europe. So
Mhm.
a lot of different opportunities to catch up on what's happening in CrossFit.
Yeah, those are 3 big weekends for sure. I mean, East Coast, West Coast, Europe, that's you assume a lot of heavy hitters going, so that end of May, now that you mention it, I gotta make sure I've got I'm at that we're at that age where the bulk of people in my life have gotten married.
Yeah.
So like the number of weddings to go to are not that high. But recently, like a handful of people have just gotten engaged, one, two, three. So
May
next
tends to
year is
be a
looking,
busy wedding month. I don't know, like, why, but it always is. At
yeah,
least regionally, like, it's still a little early for nice weather here, but, you know.
yeah, let me make sure.
And then the first weekend of May, you have Magic City Games, Far East Throwdown, and Copassur. So you have a couple of weekends where there's multiple ones happening, but all in different time zones because even the weekend of Syndicate and NorCal, you got East Coast and West Coast.
Yeah.
Or Syndicate's Central Time, so 2-hour difference. But nonetheless, I love that we have the schedule. I can't reiterate it enough because this gives athletes the opportunity to look at a 2026 calendar and really make decisions. Do you have a wedding on one of those weekends?
No, one of
Oh,
the big weddings that I cannot miss is not that weekend, the big
okay.
weekend. So, just making sure of it.
Mhm.
So, my, my wife just walked by and kind of gave me the, mm,
You are going. I don't
it's her
care what's happening that weekend.
it's her brother's wedding, so
Oh, yeah, you gotta be there. That's when you
got to
can't
be there.
miss.
Brother-in-law's wedding. So,
That's fair.
yep. But yeah, I mean, I think overall, just the access to information, the timeliness of it, um, is just great. I mean, people can start to plan their years,
Mhm.
especially with the addition of quarterfinals coming back into the fold, adding another layer of competition in the mix, having the schedule and season mapped out. Just going to be excuse me, going to be just going to be a win all around. I think for
Well,
sure.
and it gives the events time to actually plan. Like, obviously, they've secured, or I would assume that they have secured the venues because the dates are announced. But okay, now we can start reaching out to sponsors. We can start reaching out to our content team. Do we want to have broadcasts? Is there going to be a budget for broadcasts? What's that going to look like?
Yeah,
We got to get volunteers. You got to get judges. It just gives everybody way more time than we're ever used to for planning really, really good, successful events. Because we know anyone who gets into the CrossFit events business, you're not doing it to make a lot of money because a lot of them don't make money. So it
yeah,
really is great for those events that do the labor of love of putting them on so that we get to experience great fitness.
for sure. Agreed, and that is very well said. And i- in terms of experience, some fitness, I think everyone in the fitness world this weekend is going to get to experience some very cool stuff out at the Rogue Invitational. And
Yeah.
as I mentioned at the top of the show, Sean is there. He is boots on the ground in Scotland, and he'll be on the call all weekend long. And they have got some awesome stuff planned as far as the broadcast is concerned.
Mhm.
I know it's good when he's keeping details from us.
I
When,
know.
when he's kind of like giving
He
you the
won't
just
even
where,
budge.
and that tells me that's like, oh, okay, this is going to be worth at least some of the cool the elements that they're going to be rolling in are going to be cool, and kind of has me excited because Rogue always pushes the envelope forward.
Mhm.
They've done some amazing stuff in the past, even just like last year, the 3D lane name cards that went out
Oh,
over
yeah.
the floor last year,
That was
like
awesome.
those little things that we take for granted that now that there's so much better technology being pushed through the other major sports, whether it's the NFL and the 3D graphics that pop up on field, and all the different camera angles and cool stuff that they got rolling in, the 8K cameras that they come in on the from the sideline,
Mhm.
um, just kind of has me excited to see what's going to happen there, and that's going to be happening all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Both the CrossFit individual events as well as the strongman event for strongman and strong women,
Mhm.
which is cool. And they actually just recently announced a good bulk of the individual events, and I'm going to pull them up on screen here. Um, yep, and so a few events, just to note, still yet to be announced. Not all of the details are known,
Mhm.
including one detail I think that's going to be important that came up during the check-in process. We can talk about it in just a second. But just looking at the individual CrossFit events, event one, Nessie, great callback. Uh, um, 160 double unders, 60, was that 80? Sorry, my eyes are bad. 80
Yep,
meter handstand
80.
walk, 60 GHC sit-ups, 40 box jumps overs, and then the log bar muscle up makes a return. 20 for the men, 16 for the women.
And
Just
everyone's been practicing it, and
oh
Tommy,
yeah.
they look good. Like, long are the days where they're doing singles. They are doing sets.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I remember that first popping up, and there was a couple of athletes that are able to figure it out pretty quickly, which is kind of
Mhm.
the norm. But then, as years progress, especially in prep for this specific event where it first came up, you'll start to see athletes start to throw these in. But honestly, like logs to practice on something like that aren't that commonplace. So
Yeah.
it's still something that, not everyone is going to get daily access to. So it's kind of a cool twist that Rogue does, and they've been able to bring that back. The second event, another great name, William Wallace, 3 rounds of 5 log clean and press. Remember, we saw the log, I guess, clean and press just a couple of years ago, in Round Rock when they did the max. Was it max clean and jerk?
Oh, yeah.
Actual overhead with that,
Yep.
which is cool. 215 for the men, 150 on the log for the women, a 40-foot yoke carry, and 1 power stair, which that's cool because now you have some bleed over between the strongman events and the power stairs, which is something that you see in the strongman, making its way over to the individual competition. And you're going to see it multiple times, which is kind of cool. Um, no, there isn't necessarily anything as far as loading on the yoke that I can see, but
Yeah, it's not on here either. On the
that's
website.
that's one of the details I think that would be interesting to note. But tax collector, 4 rounds, and this is what I think what will close out the first day, 4
Yep.
rounds of 10 back squat, 10 dumbbell snatch, and 10 sandbag cleans. So 150, 100 on the sandbag, the dumbbells, 100-pound and 70-pound, and then 10 back squats at 315 and 225. And man, this one's just heavy, straightforward, awkward. I actually really, really like this event.
Mhm.
The fact that we're seeing 315 and 225 for sets of 10, 4 rounds. You're going to do 40 reps at 315, 225 on the back squat under speed and fatigue is going to be impressive. And that I think that's one of the ones that people are going to feel once they get done.
Mhm.
Um, Switching over to event 4, the Crux. Interesting name choice here. 2018 on the calorie row, then 15, 12, 9, 6, 3 of bench press, and then 1 horizontal peg bar. So the way I read this is you're always going to do the same amount of calorie row. You're
Mhm.
always going to do the same 1 horizontal pegboard. And then in between, you're going to have decreasing rounds of the bench press. That's another thing that's loading is not determined, which I think is
Is it the
important
same
as well.
weight? Does the weight go up? What's gonna happen?
Yeah, I have some thoughts on that. So,
What do you think?
okay, so I guess I've been kind of alluding to it, but one thing that to note is that athletes had to weigh in during check-in,
Mhm.
and I think that is ultimately I mean, first off, this is a sport that typically doesn't care what you weigh, doesn't care how tall you are, it doesn't care your body shape, whatever, your size. It's just go out there, do the work, and if you do it fast, good for you. The one time that is the exception is on some uh, benchmarks, classic benchmarks, I would say, and tests where the loading of the barbell is dependent on percentage of body weight. So Linda, the 3 bars of death, is
Oh,
you know
yeah.
based on body weight, all 3 bars. You even go back to one of the early yeah, you're really proficient, good, like one of the early benchmarks, and it's a famous video of Nicole Carroll doing it at the original CrossFit gym. And I believe it was a body weight bench, no, a body weight overhead squat for 10 reps, might be 15, but I think it's 10. Uh, that was kind of like if you can overhead squat your own body weight 10 times, it's a blend of you know mobility, strength, stability, all the things that, we shoot for in CrossFit. And
Mhm.
there's a famous video that highlighted the progress and journey that Nicole Carroll had to doing exactly that. And it was kind of a really cool early inspirational video that became very popularized as well. So that's my thought on that. On a couple of loading pieces that we haven't seen so far, my thought is that they were going to do it as a percentage of body weight. So like
Mhm.
bench press is like, it's body weight bench press or 0.75 body weight bench press or something like that. Um, and that determines your your loading.
The weight on the bar. Yeah, interesting.
Thoughts on that?
Yeah, because, I mean, there's still the to be determined events, but to me, there's nothing else in the current programming that weighing in would alter, because what was the other thing we didn't we don't know the weight on the yoke, so
Yeah.
I suppose it could be there, but you're
Mhm.
right, I do think it would make more sense on the bench press.
Yeah.
So that's an
So
interesting theory. I can't wait
yeah,
to see how it plays out.
yeah, and yeah, I mean that just naturally when I hear of athletes, at least in this sport, weighing in, I immediately think Linda. We did regionals Linda back in the day. That was based on an aggregate average body weight for regionals athletes that was determined. So it was a standardized bar based on, kind of average weight for men and women. This is a little bit different. You have a much narrower focus of athletes and, you know, I would say a much more dense in terms of skill and proficiency athletes. So you can get more hyper specific, I think, in this regard. So
Mhm.
it would make a little bit more sense here. Uh, Getting back to the programming slate, event 5, the dual,
Oh,
the
I
du-
love the duel every
the
time.
the dual part 5, V for Vendetta. Um,
I like that.
don't know what it is, but if you're unfamiliar, the duel has typically been kind of almost like a head-to-head style format where they
Elimination.
run elimination style, where they run heats, narrow the field down, run heats, narrow the field down again, and eventually it gets down to just two men, two women going head to head, dueling for the top spot, and it's brought us some amazing results. You come to think of the duel part 4 last year between Guy and Brent.
Mhm.
Guy in general just loves this duel type format and has done really well. So we'll have to wait
Good
and see on
thing
what
he's
that
one of
is.
my picks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point. Um, didn't think about that. Well, all right. Well, event 6, pay the piper. So it's a buy-in of 1,000-meter skier into 12.9631 of wall-facing handstand push-ups and deadlift. Yuck.
With no weight to be determined on the deadlift.
Yeah, yeah. This feels like a juiced up uh, kind of Diane with wall-facing handstand push-ups, which is tough. But
Anything inverted with paired with deadlifts is just it'll annihilate people. At least it does me.
yeah, and a ton of hinging
Yeah, with
and
the erg
a nice little buy-in with the
ski.
skier.
Mhm.
Let's see. All right.
And then Sunday, 3 events. 3,
Yeah,
3,
and
and
we don't
3.
and we only know one. So event
Mhm.
7 at Granite City to be announced. Event 8, double bogey, ode to the birthplace of golf. Hopefully, no. This double bogey is a bad thing, so I hope this isn't that for the athletes. But it's 10 rounds of overhead squat, eight eight overhead squat, 6 burpee over the bar. Okay, so loading is not determined here either. And now I'm starting to think that maybe the body weight is going to play into a loading for each day. That
Oh,
that is the theme, is moving your own body weight.
interesting.
Because now that I look at it, I look at the yoke carry,
Yeah, the things that don't have weights.
I look at the yoke carry on Friday, I look at the bench press, on Saturday, maybe even
Mhm.
the deadlift, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which bench press, deadlift, 2 parts of that,
That all the
3
loading
bars of death,
might be based by body weight.
and then a
That would be
body weight
interesting.
overhead squat in event 8. That would be kind of a cool showcase of how far the community has progressed. Hmm. Things that make you go, "Hmm."
Yeah. That
Could
is
be
something
total
that makes you go, "Hmm."
could be totally off, could be completely not right about this, but that I think that would be a really cool twist. And kind of a fun theme, a common thread amongst the programming all weekend long.
Yeah. That would be interesting since we've never seen athletes get weighed in before at a CrossFit event. Like,
Yeah,
if they're gonna do it, I feel like it it should be for more than just one thing, and that very much is going to change things, right? Like,
yeah,
typically, we think, Rogue, okay, it's gonna be heavy, it's gonna be odd objects. You can somewhat expect, like, you talk to some of the athletes and they're like, "Yeah, I'm definitely not, like, cutting weight before Rogue." But
yeah,
with the body weight element potentially factoring into the programming, and who knows, maybe they weighed in athletes so that broadcast could have that stat to make comparisons. Who knows? We have yet to see exactly why they had athletes weigh in, but it would be interesting to weave it into multiple days of programming.
yeah. That would be cool. And now that you mention it, that's one thing that always bugs me, and you've seen it from that side too, is like the self-provided information for athletes is always either super outdated or just off, and you're like, okay, this got pulled from your games profile
Right,
10
their
years ago.
Fran time on the game's website says, like, 7 minutes or something, and you're like, "Yeah, no, I don't
Yeah,
think that's true."
exactly. Exactly. um but yeah, so that's the programming. We'll still have a few more to find out. um all in all, I don't think anything's like too much of a twist per se. We still have yet to see what's typically part of the Rogue situation is like a new element. I guess you could say the power stair is kind of that. But they did a version of kind of the power stair in the duel last year, right, where they had to climb the stair with that weight. But
So they also introduced, their new machine, is it called the Rogue ski? That's not the name of it. It's their own version of the ski-erg.
oh,
It's
cool.
just it's just on 2 really big wheels.
Hmm.
Um, I can't remember the exact name of it. The Rogue Echo Ski is what it's called.
Cool.
So not a new element, but a new machine, which is great for Rogue because that, like, this is also a huge marketing event for them, not just
Yeah.
for fitness, but to showcase their equipment. So
And and I mean, could just be Harry Lightfoot being dapper as heck. But did you see that vest? That vest he had in the check-in?
oh, I saw the vest.
Yeah, yeah.
Harry is hilarious, and him in the kilt with the vest, it really just it pulled it all together.
I get like AC/DC vibes, Angus Young kinda schoolboy outfit kinda vibes from
Yeah,
it,
an
but
all boys school is the
mm,
vibe I was getting there.
yeah,
Just give him, like, a backpack or a Rogue Ruck, and he's good to go.
yeah, and if you haven't already, definitely go check out Rogue's Instagram. They have a ton of cool
Mhm.
stuff from their athlete check-in day.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Some
a
really
lot of
fun
can
content.
a lot of candid stuff, a lot of, like, interviews. They did a superlative segment with, Danny Spiegel and Ariel Lowen,
Mhm.
some fun stuff all around. They do
They
athlete
played
check-in
mini
right for
golf.
sure. Yep.
And they had, like, a leaderboard for mini golf. They also, as they were, getting their kilts on and kitted out, I forget which athlete it was with maybe it was Alexis Raptis, but they have these little tiny knives that go into their sock. And the guy was explaining it to her, when you, like back in the olden days, when you would walk into somebody's house, you would, give them all of your weapons or put them on the counter so that people know, like, hey, we're not here to dabble, but you would always keep the knife in the sock just in case
Mm,
things got a little squirrely.
the old
So
Saturday night special.
hearing that backstory it was funny, and getting one of those knives, awesome. Hopefully no one tries to, carry that on the plane. You got to check that thing, but
Definitely got to check that one. Yep, don't make that mistake.
be careful.
Yeah, yeah. I even without that being as a gift, I've made that mistake before. So, yeah, don't do
Ah,
that.
no bueno.
But yeah, so like I said, earlier, Rogue Invitational will be going on this Friday,
Mhm.
Saturday, and Sunday. You can catch everything over at roguefitness.com/invitational. It has all of the competitors, the scheduled leaderboard, lets you know the point system. If you're in the area thinking you want to grab some tickets, you can get tickets there as well. They even have a really cool history section on the website that I always appreciate. Kind of the stats geek. My inner stats geek always loves having the historical piece, and of course you can watch it there on Rogue as well. Yeah, it should be fun. Go support the crew. Go support our guy Sean out there. He'll be on the
Mhm.
call as always, and as well as some familiar faces on the Rogue Iron Game show. Should be a good watch all weekend. And I mean, it's fall. You know, you got one screen of college football on Saturday. Friday you're playing hooky at work, watching the Invitational. Other screen on Saturday's Invitational. Then you got NFL in the Invitational. It's great watching.
It's great TV time this weekend for sure.
Yeah, and Friday, maybe wanna something to do before you go out trick or treating and get into that sugar coma. But speaking of which, are you normally go trick or treating with your nephew?
Yes, with my niece and nephew. On Friday morning, he has a parade at his school, so I
Mm,
will go and I will watch, and I will be the obnoxious aunt cheering and screaming his name when he walks on the
nice.
stage. And then, yeah, we'll go out to lunch with my grandfather, and Colton will have his little school party, and then we'll pick him up. And there's a bunch of kids that, my sister and brother-in-law like have friends, and their kids are around the same age. So we all walk together, and my parents come, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So fun to watch, like, kids enjoy holidays like this. I can't wait until Miles is just a little bit older where he can like ring the doorbell and ask for candy himself.
Oh man, yep. That's going to be. I mean, we're still taking him out this weekend. We're taking him out trick or treating with his cousins.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, that's great.
Last year, I mean, it's crazy that it was a year ago, but Halloween was originally his due date. It was his due date all the way through. So
Did you and Tiff dress up last year? I know that you were
we did.
expecting, but okay, I couldn't remember if
Yeah.
you guys went out or if she was like, I am too pregnant right now. We got to just wait here.
Tiff did the opposite. She
I
actually
love her.
incorporated it into her costume. So she went as Fat Thor from
Oh,
Endgame.
yes. Of course she did.
And in she had all the pajama robes and everything. And
Amazing.
yeah, yeah. So we'll be, I, so Miles's cousins who we took trick or treating last year, one of them went as Hermione, and so she wanted someone else to go as a Harry Potter character, and I already had the Dumbledore outfit, so I dusted that one
Perfect.
off and uh, went with her. So this year we got a family costume, should be fun. Fun fact: one of the people in the costume is actually someone that we have had on our show, that we have interviewed on our show, and my wife just walked out in it, and she looks awesome.
Tell her to make an appearance.
Uh, You will see it. That's amazing. Okay, this is my first time seeing her in the outfit, so wow. All right, that's great podcasting right there. Just me going silent with my eyes as big as watermelons.
Yeah, that was great.
That's amazing. But yeah, so we'll be going out with family. Should be a good time. I'm excited. So,
I love it. Good stuff.
yep. Let's see. Anything else that I missed? There was. I mean, we didn't. Did we talk about Katrin and Brooks having their baby?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Trying to think.
Just
I
want to
feel
make
like
sure.
everybody's having babies right now, and I'm trying to think if there was
Tons,
anybody else.
tons of babies.
Bethany is still pregnant.
Mhm. Tons of babies, tons of weddings, tons of
Mhm.
fun stuff.
Lots of fun stuff.
Uh, Amanda
Oh my
Barnhart
gosh.
had hers, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Talk
yeah, yeah.
about that? Okay. Just wanna make sure. We're a family we're a family first podcast, so we wanna make sure that we give everyone their due when it comes. So, what just popped in your head? You just said, "Oh my gosh."
So, somebody that our viewers know is engaged, but I was just thinking she hasn't posted it on her social media yet. It happened, I think, last weekend, and I was gonna say it, and I'm like, maybe I'll wait till she announces it and then congratulate her. But she's
Oh.
yeah. Somebody that we all know, somebody in the CrossFit space. Yeah,
Hmm.
and her ring is beautiful, and the guy seems really great too, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, the guy's cool too. Yeah.
That too, that too. She seems super happy. So, we'll
Uh,
just put a pin in that. We'll put a pin in that.
okay, alright. I wanna guess later, but,
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
we'll
yeah.
have to figure it out. Yeah, alright. Well, I guess, I don't have any community support this weekend.
Yep, I haven't seen
Um,
anything
if
either.
As a reminder, as always, if you have something you want us to give a shout, support a fundraiser, a charity, s someone who could use a pick me up or a part of our community that's in need, we're always happy to, share our platform with that in hopes of spreading awareness, money, raising money, whatever it may be. So
Mm,
hit us up on Instagram, shoot us a DM. It usually helps to also hit us on our individual DMs. That way we know we'll see it, and we can hopefully lend as much help as possible.
mhm.
PRs and no reps. Do you got any? I have
Mm.
one of each this week.
Okay, so my no rep is customer service just in general, but this
Mm.
one's specific. Customer service that doesn't use humans and only uses AI.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then when you argue with them and you're like, "Please give me a human," and then they respond that they are human, but then you ask certain prompts to see how they'll answer, and you're playing this game with them and you know that they're not a human, but they're trying to convince you they are. That's really annoying.
Arguing with a robot. That's what we've come
Yeah.
to.
That was my morning, if anybody's wondering. I argued with a robot for an hour. So that,
I'm sorry for that.
all good.
Um, my no rep. I'm no repping the sun. Um,
Ooh, crispy
I g-
Tommy.
I got cooked today. Not just from like tan too, but because I did tan.
Mhm,
As Lauren appropriately pointed out. We're getting all the shearing walls up and everything, and I after lunch just was like on the wall with the nail gun, and I normally wear like a sun shirt, and I put my hoodie up just so the back of my neck wouldn't get it, even though I had a little
mhm.
bit of sunscreen on. And I was kind of in the rhythm of just going, "Choo, choo, 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 choo," and I looked down and it had been a couple hours, and I realized I hadn't had any water, and all of a sudden I turned my head and I was like,
Oh, no.
"Ooh, I'm a
Woozy.
little I'm a little fuzzy." And so I went and like put uh, uh put some electrolytes in a big jug of water and just slammed it. And I also realized that everyone else had been working in the shade around the corner, and I was the only one in the sun.
Aw, you picked the
So,
sun spot,
yeah, so I got cooked, but yeah.
but
So
you're almost there.
it's what I get for trying to think I'm stronger than that gigantic nuclear reactor in the sky, you know?
Mm,
But,
yeah.
PR, what do you got?
Oh, dang it. I just had one. You go, and then it'll pop back in my head.
I'm PRing sports, so we had
Ooh,
the rarely seen sports equinox earlier
hmm,
this week, where we had baseball, basketball, hockey, and football all on the same night this past Monday. So Monday we
good
had a
day.
World Series game, we had
Yep.
NBA regular season, NHL regular season, Monday Night Football, all four of the big four sports. It was awesome, and there was an 18 inning game in the World Series, which you basically could have been watching all night for most places. So, pretty good full slate of sports for sure.
Mm.
But
My
that's my
PR
PR.
didn't come back to my head, so we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, oh, it wasn't lifting. It wasn't.
It's no, it was something kind of random. It wasn't gym stuff. It wasn't. uh,
A joke my dad used to always say just popped into my head. You know, when you're younger, you bleach your. I went to Catholic school, and you couldn't like have hair dye or anything like that.
Same,
So the thing in the summertime, you would bleach your hair, right?
of
And
course.
whenever my hair was like blonde, my dad, anytime I did something like silly, my dad would go, he'd be like, act your age, not your hair color, and walk away. And I'm like, what? I'm like, "How
Yep.
long have you been keeping that one in the chamber?" He's like, "I don't know. Just came up with it." So, that
Yep.
came for some reason, but
Blonde jokes run deep in my
mhm,
household.
yeah, I
Yep.
get it. I have to keep them to myself now because my wife is blonde, so it's easier when you're in a Mexican family that everybody's dark hair, dark eyes.
Yeah, yeah. Most are not gonna be blonde unless it's intentionally dyed.
Mhm, for sure. Um,
Uh,
well, cool. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for us today. As a reminder, go check out the Rogue Invitational all weekend long.
Mhm,
Have fun out there trick or treating for those of you who celebrate Halloween. Happy All Souls Day for the people that celebrate that. Happy Dia de los Muertos for, mi gente, and everyone's celebrating their loved ones that are no longer with us. Um, yeah, should be a fun weekend overall, and it's one of the rare
mhm.
weekends where Halloween's on a Friday too, so
Yeah.
all the more better. All of I don't know if we have any college age listeners, but be safe out there as well because Halloween weekend is always a big event.
Party.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't go
Yeah.
egging people's houses, though.
Do people still do that?
I don't know, somebody was telling me a story that he used to egg cars, and I kinda gave him a side eye, like, "You're kind of a
Was
piece
this
of
a wa-
shit."
was this a Tinder date or something?
No, 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 just a family friend, and I was like,
No.
"You really used to do that?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, you didn't," and acted like it was very normal, and I was like, "No, I mean, we would." So there was one year that me and my cousins, we were egging each other. That was the rule. We could not do any destructive things to house or property, but if we wanted to do it to each other, like, fair game. But one
Mm.
year, somebody got hit in the head with an egg, so then the next year, if you wanted to egg each other, you had to put cracked eggs, so just like the yolk and insides in plastic bags and dump it over each other. So we're all running around
Oh my
with
god.
plastic bags trying to dump it on each other because it was too dangerous to throw the eggs.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kinda siding with your family friend now after that
Yeah,
story.
he was very much like, "Ugh, goody two shoes, too good to do that, blah, 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 blah." I was like, "If somebody egged my house today, I would chase after them." And I'm a slow runner until I'm mad.
If I walked up to my cousins with a plastic baggie filled with yolk and egg white, I would have gotten beat up. My cousins would whoop me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Mm.
different strokes.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Thanks everyone as always for listening. Go support our guy Sean over the
Mm.
Rogue Invitational live stream. Have fun this Halloween for Lauren Khalil. I'm Tommy Marquez. In honor of Sean, I'll tell you to take care of each other, be better, and we'll talk to you guys next time.